Greetings, adventurers. I'm Tom, Tough RPG, and I want to introduce you to the Reactor. This is a high DC, high DPS, pure caster, pure artificer, first life build with no raid gear and very, very few Reaper points. This build is capable of soloing end-game content in R1 and higher. So let's take a look. Hey, Harry, how you doing?
Too late, mortals. The planar orb is already mine. I'll leave my minions to deal with you and what remains of those meddlesome gatekeepers.
Yes, the Reactor can strip electrical immunity, can knock all the mobs down. He just waltzes in, blasts the whole place, and sometimes makes mistakes. But that's okay, because Reactor has the toughness to survive a few mistakes. With a 141 PRR, 68 MRR, almost 1,400 hit points, almost 4,000 spell points. The Reactor has the power and the durability put down any foe. And they all fall down. The Reactor's offensive difficulty class, DC, is 104 in R1. Now, I do have 6 Reaper points, and I did invest them in Dire Thaumaturge, which does result in 3 extra DCs. But a DC of 101, which is what you can have without any Reaper points, will do the same thing you're seeing here.
A thunderous roar can be heard down the hallway below.
Oh, it made its reflex save. That's unusual. I don't know what the rune arm DCs are, but they're definitely not as big as the regular ones. And if you need another kind of crowd control, Greater Color Spray is quite effective. Quite easy to control the fight and control monsters when you have a tech debt DC of over 100. Rune Arm hits hard.
the cell doors.
So, how does one build this monstrosity, this absolute blaster caster? You start with a Warforged. You do 20 levels of Artificer, and then when it comes to your ability scores, you start out by dumping everything into Intelligence. When you're done with that, any points you have left over go straight into Constitution. If you still have a few points left over, put them anywhere else you want. The feat layout goes like this. First level, Mental Toughness. Third level, Spell Focus Evocation. And the reason I waited until level 4 to get Maximize is because Artificer has several bonus feats that it gives you. Level 4, level 8, level 12, level 16, level 20, right? You get a bonus feat as an Artificer. Those bonus feats, there's a select list of what you can have. The only thing I wanted on there was the metamagics. I didn't want anything else other than Adamantine Body, but I didn't want Adamantine Body until I was basically done with Heroics and ready to go into Epics. So, I take my metamagics when I have a bonus feat only. So at 4th level for the first bonus feat, Maximize. Greater Evocation Spell Focus at level 6. Empower at 8 for the next bonus. Improved Mental Toughness at 9. At level 12, I took Spell Focus Illusion and Quicken as the bonus feat. At level 15, I took Greater Spell Focus Illusion. At level 16, I took Heighten. 18 was Insightful Reflexes. And 20 was Adamantine Body. At level 21, when I got into Epics, the first thing I took was Epic Spell Focus Illusion. And the reason I did this is twofold. One, I want a good, strong, greater color spray. I have a DC of 90 with that. But the other reason is I want even more DCs on Evocation. And having Epic Spell Focus Illusion meets my prerequisites to take the level 31 Legendary Spell Specialty Evocation. In order to get this, you have to have 2 lines of Spell Focus. Next, at level 22, I took Epic Spell Power Electric because the more volts, the better. At level 24, I took Master of Artifice because some of these lower level Artificer spells are really, really good. They just need some more caster levels to help them out. And I find that they're very effective after you take Master of Artifice. Level 25, Epic Spell Power Force. Level 27, no, not Intensify. Wellspring of Power. Wellspring of Power is the choice. I mean, you could go with Intensify if you wanted, but I think Wellspring of Power is better. Level 28, Deific Warding. Level 30, Emboldened Spell, and Scion of the Plane of Air, which of course also increases your evocation DCs by quite a bit. And as we talked about before, the Legendary Spell Specialty Evocation at level 31. For my skills, for on-class skills, 23 is the maximum amount you can invest in skills over a heroic life. So you can see that I maxed a whole bunch of stuff. I was one short on UMD because the way my skills worked out, I was going to have an odd rank, and I didn't want to end with, 22 and a half or 11 and a half or something and a half, right? I didn't want to end up with a half rank. So I dropped one off of UMD and I gave it to, I think it was heal, right? So UMD, spot, search, spellcraft, disable, open lock, repair. concentration are all on class skills that get raised every single level. Jump is off class, so 11 is the maximum I can have in it. But I was raising it every level as well. Tumble, I invested 1 point at level 1, and heal was just something I added in for my leftover points. Now, this character does have a +8 supreme tome. So if you're building this without a +8 tome, you're going to have a few less skill points to invest. Honestly, heal isn't all that important. You can drop a few off repair if you want to. But the big thing, I think, is concentration. Once you hit level 12 and you get the Quicken meta magic, you don't need concentration anymore because your spells are now uninterruptible. So go ahead and stop investing in concentration. In fact, if you want to swap some of the meta magics around to get Quicken earlier and not invest in concentration, that'll save you a bunch of points. So that's a viable option. So in the end, what we have here is we have an 86 intelligence, we have a 54 constitution, 1388 hit points, 3925 spell points. We've got good skills to work with, and I can use some trapping gear to bring my disable device and my search and my spot all up to levels that will be able to do traps in the highest content. For the most part, the spot is a little bit below par, but if you know where the trap locations are, you can search them up. Here's all the feats I just talked about. This is what I picked for my spells. Arcane Tempest is a wonderful, amazing spell. You pop that and then you just run around in circles blasting people while they kill themselves in your rain. Chain Lightning, of course, is beautiful. Everyone knows about Chain Lightning. Reconstruct will heal me for almost 1,000 hit points in combat in Reaper mode. And outside of combat, 2,000 to 5,000 hit points. It'll do the whole bar, everything you need. It's a big one. Tactical Detonation with its 6-second cooldown knocks everything to the ground, does a ton of damage. It's crowd control, it's death, it's everything an evocation blaster caster wants. For the rest of the stuff, I got the remove curse and some healing, a radiant force field for that oh no, I'm gonna die, I don't want to die moment. Stab that, take less damage, throw a quick repair, reconstruct or two, and you're good to go. No secret in these spells. They're all pretty regular stuff. Lightning Bolt is great from a distance. I'm finding I don't use Flame Turret that much, but Flame Turret is a great spell for grabbing aggro and keeping monsters off you. Blast Rod, I find a lot of use out of Blast Rod. I use the Blast Rod and the Blast Rod SLA a lot. It's got a great area of effect. It does lots of damage. I get 2,000 to 3,000 out of it every single time, no problem. A Blade of Armor is very good as well. So let's talk about enhancement. I went hard into Arcanotechnic. Arcanotechnician is very important because it lets your rune arms strip electrical immunity from monsters. Without this, you can be in a lot of trouble against monsters that are immune to electricity, because the vast majority of your spells are electrical. In fact, only Arcane Tempest and Tactical Detonation do damage types other than electrical. So you definitely do not want to get caught in a situation where monsters are immune to electrical and you can't strip that immunity. Also, this tree gives you a few more evocation DCs. It gives you lots of electrical spell power. It gives you a lightning motes SLA, a blast rod SLA, both of which are extremely useful. Even lightning sphere is pretty good. I get 3,000 damage out of static shock, and I stun monsters. Well, I guess it's actually daze. I daze monsters with electric shock and get 3,000 damage out of it quite regularly. Even static shock is being a useful and effective spell. Take all the cores all the way to the top of this tree. Everything I can do to get spell power, to stack vulnerability, all of the good stuff. I also took Fey Dark Illusionist because Color Spray is an amazing crowd control spell. With this ability right here, if the first Color Spray doesn't hit, Color Spray him again, and you've got a better chance of hitting them with it. It only costs 4 spell points to cast. It recharges pretty quickly. It's just a wonderful spell. You absolutely want to carry Greater Color Spray for crowd control purposes on almost any pure caster you build, no matter whether you use Force or not. +3 to all saving throws, immunity to fear. That's a great ability right there. Permanent blur, permanent shield, some spell points, +2% force crit, +1% everything else. That's great. For 2 points over here, I only get 1% crit on my spells. This I get 1% +2% force. It's a bargain. And of course, extra intelligence, because intelligence is your caster stat, and intelligence is something you want to absolutely chase. That's the reason I'm in Harper Agent, because I'm chasing 2 more points of intelligence. Got a little bit of hit points, a little bit of universal spell power on the way. Very easy to build. I would take the Arcano Technician stuff all first, with the exception of also getting to You've Got My Back as quickly as possible, because this is very, very useful in low levels. Otherwise, though, it's just pretty much a straight run up these trees. You don't have to worry about Harper Agent until later. Mostly it's just there to give you some extra intelligence, so your DCs are more likely to hit. And that only becomes an issue late game. Let's see, Epic Destinies. I took a splash into Macrotechnic, got all 4 cores, which may not be strictly necessary, but they do cause your rune arms to do more damage. Your cast level of the rune arm shots now factors in bonuses from your epic legendary knowledge feats. The damage on the rune arm can swing dramatically. Sometimes it's only 2,000 or 3,000. Other times I've seen up to 20,000 hit points of damage done with 1 rune arm blast. 12 and 15,000 is extremely common. I see it quite regularly at all difficulties. Macrotechnic tree is pretty good low down, gives you some repair amplification, some extra rune arm charge speed, which is always good, an extra rune arm stable charge tier. But above here is where the Macrotechnic tree for me kind of pitters out. I'm really not a fan of the upper tiers of Macrotechnic. However, I'm a big fan of Draconic Incarnation all the way up to the top. Dragon Breath does a huge amount of damage. I've seen the Dragon Breath do 80,000 points of damage in R4. get some reflex saves, get some more spell power. Have the mantle damage become a damage over time. Make your wellspring of power twice as long, which is amazing. Cast your spells faster. I mean, who doesn't want to do that, right? And have a 30% enhancement bonus to move speed. That's great. Double your damage on Dragon Breath. Cheap meta magics. Extra DCs. The dragon form is an amazing epic moment. It's one of the best for, offensive damage casters. It's really, really hard to beat dragon form. And of course, extra spell power. And it all comes together. It's just, this is a powerhouse of a tree. And I have 0 epic past lives. So I have the minimum epic destiny point. I do think I have a tome, an epic past life tome that I got when I bought a pack. Let me see. Yes. Yes, I have 3 inherent fate points from tomes. So a couple of extra points there. You can see I have 0 past lives of any kind. I'm a 32 point build because I think I paid for the feature. I don't even know anymore. It's been a long time. But a couple of points off here and there isn't going to tank this build. Might bring your DCs down to 98 or something, but that'll be fine. I do have a few Reaper points invested here. Reaper points go a long way. Reaper points build your power fast. I do recommend that you run Reaper mode and build the Reaper points as quickly as you can. Gear. Let's talk gear before we get out of here. Alrighty. First and foremost, I have the entire Legendary Arcsteel Battle Mage set from Sharn. That's the Arcsteel Brim, the Plasma Core Docent, and the Attunement Goggles. All legendary, of course. I get Lightning Lore from them. I get some Fortification, Physical Sheltering, Repair Amp, False Life. Good stuff, right? A little bit of toughness, though, than Sheltering and Magical Sheltering and Will plus 11. This is the MVP right here. The Legendary Goggles of Dusk, which come from the Army of Eternal Night quest in the Grip of the Hidden Hand pack. Plus 6 equipment bonus to evocation DCs. That is the largest equipment focus available on gear. But it also comes with a plus 3 insightful evocation bonus, which is the maximum insightful bonus to DCs that can be found on gears. And to top all that, it has a plus 2 quality spell focus mastery. And that is the highest quality bonus to DCs available in the game. You can see that I have a legendary Sapphire of Rapace, which is plus 6 to saving throws. And DC, but not DCs, and armor class, but I don't care about armor class. If they swing at me, they're going to hit me. That's not what I'm here for. All right, but this piece of gear right here is extremely important. You really want this one. Diamond of Wisdom leftover from another build. It doesn't hurt. It helps keep my spots skill as high as it can be. Topaz of Striding, 30%. Who doesn't love to move fast? Topaz of Illusory Power, that's a plus 6 equipment rating to illusion DCs, which is very important for that greater color spray. Globe of True Imperial Blood. This is going to be one of the harder things to get. I do believe I just bought this off the Shard Exchange. Anyway, it's only a plus 1 exceptional bonus to all your abilities. It's not going to tank the build if you don't have it. Legendary Ring of Winter's Chill for the Impulse and Kinetic Lore. Topaz of Greater Evocation gives you 2 DCs with Evocation. Lightning Rail Workers Boots. Now we're getting into the legendary Forbidden Knowledge set. Okay, this is a profane set bonus. It will stack with the artifact. That's what it is. Arcane. Artifact, not arcane. Artifact bonus that you get from your Sharn set. Artifact bonus here, profane bonus here. They stack. And you'll see that +3 profane bonus to spell DCs is part of the legendary Forbidden Knowledge set. Just like +3 artifact bonus to spell DCs is part of the Sharn Arcsteel Battle Mage set. I've got Insightful Intelligence, I've got Insightful Wizardry, Quality Reflex, Magical Efficiency 10% for cheaper spells. We got our Spell Lore, Spell Power. We've got Insightful Constitution because everyone needs to be tough. I put a Diamond of Jump 20 in there because I like to have max jump, and it can be hard to get good jump on an Artificer. Lightning Spell Power, Topaz of Wizardry because I just couldn't squeeze Wizardry in anywhere else. This is a ring from the new Illithid Invasion Challenge quests. It's Quality Intelligence +3, Quality Impulse, Exceptional Universal Spell Lore, Enchantment Resistance. I love it. This is a great piece of equipment for this build. And if you can get a group together and get through the challenge quests, it's definitely worth having. Blade Sworn Bandolier is a real good toughness item. Got lots of constitution, lots of quality fortification, quality fortification, quality physical sheltering, vitality 48. I threw a Topaz Death Block in there just to make sure that I've got a Death Block effect always on. Legendary Constructs Mantle from Creeping Doom. Really, this is here for the Repair 20 and the Quality Magnetism. I'm doing everything I can to max my magnetism. I want all the electric spell power. My artifact is a 2-headed platinum piece, and I think this is a fantastic minor artifact. The spell absorption is amazing. It's 1 charge per spell, not 1 charge per level of spell like the Pale Lavender Ion Stone. 1 charge per spell, period. Done. Spellcasters, don't touch me. Improved Deception doesn't matter. Good Luck +5 is great. Who doesn't want +5 luck bonus to saves and skill checks, right? I have a Topaz of Greater Illusion, so that's +2 to the Illusion DC. I have the Legendary Wraithborn Emerald for Ghostly for a little bit more defense. Festive Intelligence +2. And I slot some Voltaic Experiment and Lunar Magic filigrees in it for spell DCs and intelligence boosting and magic power. All right. In fact, here, let's take a look at them. Intelligence, universal spell power. The Blade Mark Amulet for my neck is more toughness stuff, profane life force, fortitude bonuses, insightful physical sheltering, repair amplification 57, Sapphire of Resistance +10 for all those saving throw bonuses that I missed elsewhere. My weapon is a legendary Shining Reliquary Burning Scepter for the fire spell power. Quality Wizardry is nice. The filigrees I slot are Lunar Magic Universal Spell Power, Lunar Magic Intelligence, which you will recall that Lunar Magic Intelligence and Lunar Magic Universal Spell Power are both filigrees that I have in my minor artifact. Same thing. Put them in 2 different items, they stack. So I get all 5 pieces of the Lunar Magic, so it gives me 2 spell DCs, 100 maximum spell points, 20 universal spell power on top of everything else, which is great. That's a lot of power right there. Dragon Soul Intelligence and Voltaic Experiment Intelligence. That's my second Voltaic Experiment. The other one is also Intelligence. It's in the other items, so they do stack. And 2 pieces gives me 10 Universal Spell Power. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just chasing Spell Power and Intelligence in the filigrees. Everything I can do to get more Intelligence and more Spell Power, I'm doing. Lastly, and certainly not least, is the Ruin Arm, the legendary prototype for discharge system, which is also part of the legendary forbidden knowledge set. Insightful magnetism 76. So I have magnetism, insightful magnetism, and quality magnetism all built into this character. Lightning lore 22%, Rune Arm focus +6, 2 spell points off of your empower meta magic. Every little bit helps. I don't use weapons, but if I did, I'd get a little bit of extra electrical damage on them. So, we're talking about all the spell power, spell power, spell power. What is the electric spell power? 988. And that does not factor in maximize and empower, which adds an extra, 225? So I'm over 1,200 effective electrical magic power. I've got 739 fire, 794 force. I've got 46% crit chance with electric fire force. I've got a 576 repair power and a 19% crit with repair, and it's more than enough. This build absolutely blasts. It blasts its way through enemies. It blasts its way to victory. It can do legendary content in a group. You can do R4, R6 even. You can do mid Skull Reaper in a group. Solo, you can definitely do R1, R2. If you're a good player, probably higher. It's got very respectful elemental protection and PRR and MRR. This build just makes it easy. You just kind of stomp your way through everything in front of you, knocking everybody down, blasting electricity everywhere, and making your kobold delighted by getting it all kinds of shinies. All right, guys, that wraps us up here. I hope that you enjoyed this build guide. I hope that you build your very own Arc Reactor Blaster Caster, and I would love to see you out there in the world just destroying DDO with this amazing Artificer build. It's super easy, super convenient, and I hope that you enjoy it. Until next time, may you always emerge victorious from your conflicts. May your chests always contain a rare drop. Please come by, see me on Twitch. My channel is tough_RPG. I stream 2 to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 6 to 9 p.m. on Fridays. And on Monday mornings from 9 to 11 Central Time in the morning, I stream on the DDO Stream official DDO Twitch channel. So come see me, hang out, let me know how you like the build.